In the ancient world, the city of Haran stood as a bastion of civilization, glowing under the warmth of a deep golden sunset. Among its people was Abram, a man of 75 years, whose weathered face told stories of a lifetime spent in these familiar lands. Suddenly, the atmosphere shifted. A radiant, celestial light began to swirl in the sky, brighter than the setting sun itself. The voice of the Lord spoke to him, commanding him to leave his country, his people, and his father's house for a new land. God promised to make him a great nation, to bless him, and to make his name great so that he would be a blessing. Without hesitation, the household began to stir. The comfort of the city was exchanged for the preparation of a long journey. Abram, Sarai, and Lot worked together, loading heavy sacks of grain and supplies onto the backs of patient camels and donkeys. Sarai, Abram's wife, packed their most precious belongings, her movements graceful yet filled with the weight of the coming transition. As the caravan reached the outskirts of Haran, Sarai paused, taking one final look at the stone walls of their home. She turned her back on the past, her eyes focusing on the desert path ahead with a renewed sense of determination and faith. The small caravan, a tiny speck against the vast landscape, moved steadily away from the city walls into the open desert. They traveled through the rugged hills of Canaan, traversing sandy dunes that shifted beneath their feet under the relentless noon sun. Abram led the group with a steady pace, his wooden staff striking the dry ground with rhythm and purpose. Behind him, Lot kept a watchful eye on the livestock, ensuring that the sheep and goats did not wander from the path. When night fell, the desert became a place of profound silence and beauty, cooled by a gentle breeze under a sea of stars. The group gathered around a flickering campfire, the light dancing on their faces as they shared a meal and found rest. Their journey eventually brought them to the great tree of Moreh at Shechem, a lush oasis in the heart of the land. In that sacred place, the Lord appeared to Abram once more, confirming his promise to give this land to his descendants. Overwhelmed by gratitude, Abram began to gather stones from the surrounding fields, stacking them carefully with his own hands. He built an altar there to the Lord, a physical testament to his faith and a landmark of God's presence in his life. The journey continued toward the hills, where Abram pitched his tent between Bethel on the west and Ai on the east. There, he built another altar and called on the name of the Lord, dedicating his new life to the path set before him. From there, Abram set out once again, journeying south into the vast and challenging wilderness of the Negev. As the sun rose over the horizon, Abram stood upon a high ridge, looking out over the land that would become a legacy.